Hello everyone, welcome to Sharing Life Issues with Her Excellency Hajia Ami. If you're here, click on like, click on share so that I know you guys are here. I'm just checking to make sure that we are on right now. So, welcome again and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu to my Muslim viewers. I just wanted to make sure that you guys can view me on the other end here. So, welcome to Sharing Life Issues with Her Excellency Hajia Ami. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everything is going well with you guys. I'm fine. It's Friday. And to my Muslim viewers, I hope you guys read Al-Kaf today. Always try to read that. It's always good on every Friday, okay? All right, let's start with a prayer. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La yaduru ma ismihi shay'un fil ard wa la fis samai wa huwa as-sami'ul alim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La yaduru ma ismihi shay'un fil ard wa la fis samai wa huwa as-sami'ul alim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La yaduru ma ismihi shay'un fil ard wa la fis samai wa huwa as-sami'ul alim. أعوذ بكلمة الله التامة من شر ما خلق أعوذ بكلمة الله التامة من شر ما خلق أعوذ بكلمة الله التامة من شر ما خلق رب نجني وعلمي ما يعملون رب نجني وعلمي ما يعملون رب نجني وعلمي ما يعملون بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو حي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يهوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. May the Almighty Allah and the Almighty God continue to protect all of us. Allahumma Amin. So welcome to today's episode. I'm just looking to see if I could view some of you. Okay. All right, so we do have the episode today. A cowboy again, sorry to ye, and as you all know, it's called Iriri Aye Ita Aye Gidi. So it's the Labaran Dunia. Labaran Dunia, and in Igbo, we call it. See, sorry, somebody was trying to ask me a question. Where I was. I'm on YouTube. I think they're still going to Facebook. I don't know what's going on. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, boy. All right, let's see. I'm just trying to send a notification to her that we're on YouTube and not Facebook. So a lot of viewers have been used to going to Facebook because we do have a Facebook group. So that's where we usually have our last lives that we've had. But because we're having kind of like some kind of hacking issues, was where we had to sit down as a team and decide to go on YouTube. So welcome here today. I do see that some of you are viewing me. Welcome to the program. I was just explaining to you viewers why we moved back to YouTube. So thank you very much for coming over. As you all know that we do have episodes every Friday, so be sure to always join me every Friday, so that way we all can join hands together to clean the world, okay? It's Itaye Gidi. Itaye Gidi, and when I say Itaye Gidi, that means true life story. So Itaye Gidi in Yoruba, that's in Yoruba. It's like a Nigerian language, and some other African countries too do speak Yoruba. And in Hausa, we call it Labarin Dunia na Gaskiya. And in Igbo, it's called Akukundu Madu. So I'm a multicultural person, I'm a diverse person. So I like to do things with diversity. So I like bringing everybody together to talk about things. In college here, I used to be the president of the Multicultural Student Club during my college days in America. So, and I also was a lead mentor for orientation over here at the college. So I've been a people's person all my life. So I'm just trying to explain a little bit of myself to some people, because a lot of times some might be like, we thought you don't talk. Because some of my friends too are like, I didn't know you're this outspoken or stuff like that. I am. I just am reserved. But one thing with me, it's when things are not going well, when I see that justice, people don't get justice, I'm not happy about it sometimes. And I like to fight for people. I like to advocate for people. And when I mean fight for people, is to fight to make sure that they're safe. I'm not saying physical. So listen to comprehend. What I'm saying is fighting for them to have their safety. Fighting to make sure they're safe. So let's get back to our the coded fake Alfa story. And today's how the fake Alfa came back to his Oloso women, married women to be precise. Alajas are people who have been to Mecca. I've been to Mecca too. Going to Mecca does not mean that you're the best. You know, so we all have our own things. It's only Allah. And this is the Quran. It's only Allah that knows who is worshipping him. Allah nikan. Lo many tonsion. Allah kade. Ne someone da yake bautawa shi. So I always say itakullah. Itakullah, itakullah. My mother's words always used to be, come to God with clean hands, and he would forever be with you. He would forever vindicate you. So that's what I always preach to my members at Sharing Life Issues with Her Excellency Hajia Ami. So going back to the story, I believe the last time we talked, I did not tell you some things about how, I know I did tell you a little bit about how he came back to Massachusetts and how he got with the new person that he got through jazz. But unfortunately, I did not, I'm looking here so I could see if you guys are commenting or something. That's why I'm looking down there. So just bear with me. It's still a new app, so I'm kind of getting used to everything. So I know I told you guys that he came back to Massachusetts and all that to come marry her. His mother was aware of them right from the get-go. So I want people to know that. His mother was aware, and his mother was always also calling to beg her to marry her son. His mother was always saying, oh, is it because he does not have money? That's why you did not want to marry my son. So I wanted to clarify that, to make that clear, because sometimes we have enablers in families too. So I want to make sure that we get everything clear, because sometimes people could be like, oh, well, his family were not aware of what he was doing. No, his mother was aware of everything that he was doing. His sisters were aware of everything that he was doing. His brothers were aware of everything that he was doing. So we need to clarify that. They always called her, spoke to her, and made her feel like, oh, she was the one that didn't want, the relationship out there. Again, let's remember, I believe I told you guys that she knew this guy for 3 years before they got married. Those 3 year period before they got married, he kept asking her out. She was telling him she was not interested. She was not interested. She was not interested. And remember, I did tell you guys that he tried coming into her house, manipulated her severally. He would drive down and say, oh, I'm in your area. She would be like, I'm not home, but I see your car. I'm not opening the door, I would not entertain any visitors. And he would be like, but I've introduced you to my other friends, and they've told me they've interacted with you, even with their wives and things like that. How come you're not letting me in? And she's like, just like that. But this is, I'm trying to, again, explain to you how somebody was not having no connection with this guy up until the time that she started talking to him. So 3 years back, this was somebody that was very irritating, that she could not stand, that even a phone call, she'd be like, huh. A lot of times when she posts things, he would comment and she would be like, huh. He would send her messages, oh, you're not responding to what I wrote on your status, or maybe I'm bothering you and things like that. Maybe, and there were times where she warned him, like, I'm not one of those women that you think you can just keep, sending text message at any damn given time. So he was like, whoa, boss lady, that you are a no-nonsense person. And she was like, yes, I'm a no-nonsense person. And I have to respect myself just like I want you to respect me and all that. So that kept happening. Back to when he came back to Massachusetts. So when he came back to Massachusetts, remember we talked about the last time that he came back here, he was using somebody's paper. And also, let me make that clear. She was not aware that he was using that person's paper until when she found something and she was like, what? This is illegal. You're not supposed to do that. That was where their problem started. Because she was like, I have been supporting you. I have been doing everything. Why would you be using somebody's paper? And, I was not even aware of this. And he was just like, oh, this is the reason why I not tell, because I know you get scared, you start talking anyhow and all that. And that was where then he started opening up later on about, the person's paper that he was using. Because, like I said, the other guy too was irritating him. Because, of course, he's selfish. So he does not want to pay his dues. So he would come and rant to her and say, this was what this one is saying. That look at that. Coming back to her saying, look at him. He's been talking to me for over how many hours and I cannot, cut off the phone. Just because I'm using his stuff, he feels he can just call me at any given time. And the Akata wife, he will be laughing, telling that one that, how would somebody have Akata and be saying his wife? That he just used to laugh at him, that when he talks, he's always the one cooking. So she would be like, you that you are calling yourself, that you're even saying that you want to be imam. Is that how you become the imam? That you're not supposed to be talking ill about people? That if you had something to say to your friend, why don't you say it right there to him? Why are you telling me all this? You're not supposed to be talking about people. And this is not what you usually preach to people. And he's like, am I not just your husband? And if I'm talking to you, is that a crime? You take things too seriously. You whine about everything. And she's like, this is not about whining. We just have to make sure that we practice what we preach. And she was just like, oh, well, whatever. So as time goes on, there are some people that he used to call, they used to call him their children's, how do you say it? Is it godfather or godmother? How people call each other, all that godmother, godfather thing of a thing. So those people started calling him sometimes to talk to him. And he would tell her not to talk, that he didn't want them to hear her voice. And she'd be like, how long are we going to do this madness for? How long are we going to do this nonsense for? And he was just like, you have to just listen and listen to me, because those people don't even like you. I'm just telling you the honest truth. They are not people that you want to associate with. He was telling her that all of those people were not good people, that she needed to stay away from them. So she was like, I should stay away from them, but you are picking up their call. So there was a day, as God would do it, these same people called him. One of them that calls, that says their children are, her children are his godchildren, or however they call it, that she did not know that he knew, or actually they called him, he did not pick up. Then he called them back and then realized that it's two women that were on the call. So it's like somebody calling you before with three-way calls. But they didn't want you to be aware because, of course, they usually gossip about people. So they added another person on that call, but they didn't want him to know. You see how crazy it will be? I know women to be gossiping. Which one is a man gossiping again? So they added another person. So when he called, he was greeting both of them. And the other one was like, oh no, I'm the only one. Then he was like, no, you're not the only one. It's two of you. So later on when he hung up, he was telling his wife that, hey, you see this one that I'm calling children, my godchildren. She knows how to gossip like crazy. That she's a friend to everybody because she wants to gossip about everybody. Then she was now like, Shebi, you two that you're talking, she's your friend. That how would you be talking so ill about her after you were talking to her like you're talking to one princess just a few minutes ago? And the only reason why he picked up that person's call was because he knew that his present wife knows that one. So here and there they used to greet each other. But again, he did not tell them that he was already married to her. So she was now like, these your ways are getting scary day by day. That what you are doing is too dangerous. He kept quiet. He started getting cranky. He started, going into another room saying that, oh, she's whining, she's complaining. That every time he, tries to do something, you have to complain about something. Is it because you heard us talking? And of course, she walked in. It was not like a call that he was making when she was there. It was just like coming back home and then meeting him on that call. And then because he was pissed, he had to tell her who the person was and how they did it. And he was like, wow, I can't believe that they're putting me on three-ways. So she told him that, why wouldn't women put you on three-ways? Did you sit down and ask yourself why you would call women and be gossiping about other women or other people? And he was pissed about that. So that went on for that moment. Then later on, somebody else inside one of those women who have already known that something was happening with them called her and told her that, I just want to tell you something. I know this guy told you. News has it that he told you not to tell anybody. But I know you do not know that you were just. That, but I do not want you to say my name. That you should make a promise to me, swear to me that you won't tell anybody that this is what happened to you. And when she heard all of those things from this woman still told her a lot of people that he slept with and a lot of issues that he's had. So she said there was a day that she was just there with him and she asked him, oh, I heard about some kind of issue like this. And he was like, oh, I didn't do anything, no. They only accused me. I didn't do anything. It was just accusation. And of course, they just feel like, I had it going. Most of them wanted me to marry them and I did not marry them. That's why. So she was like, I'm not getting your story straight. 1 minute you say you wanted to marry their children and they did not let you marry their children, and the next minute you are saying they want to marry you. He was like, well, he does not want to talk about it. When people say things like that, what do they mean? They're gaslighting you. So I want you to know that that's gaslighting. When somebody gaslights you, they want you to think, I'm looking to see if I'm seeing any comments or all that. So they gaslight you to think that you're the crazy one so that you can lose God. That's why they do things like that to you. So they will say something negative that will trip you off, that will make you just calm down because they want to still have that control. So a narcissist is somebody who, no matter what, they want to have that control, they want to have that power. So that's what I describe this guy as. He's a narcissist because that's how he operates. Because narcissist, remember I told you he knew this girl 3 years back. So he's known all her life history. He's like somebody, Koloma Jeki, Eniton Showa. Abiba Onyoshin, so my Yoruba is very good. But I would say, Kar Allah yasa, when the Bama Dubawa, so dinga duvemu. So dinga kuma jira in the last sama awahala. So in Yoruba, I think it should be, Ki Olorun Oba, Ma Jeki Eni ti Asho, Koma show. Me o mo boya mo get it right. I want me eba mi so boya mo get it right. So nkato shele ni. So it's like for that duration of 3 years, he was studying her. He knew how, things about her life, things like she liked, and other things. Remember, Jazz is in here because she got confirmation. She had people who had to come and tell her about these things because she was not doing jazz. And there was a time that she remembered. She said, where these things are coming, she's like, I do not believe in jazz. But when they told me that, I remembered he also told me about that woman. That he told her, that they told him, that the woman that called him, that calls herself or calls him her children's godfather, that she was saying that she was checking some people and they don't have good stars. So I don't even know how they do that, how they check people and they don't have good stars. That one is another story for another day, I guess. So she was now like that, Since that time, she now started praying more. She's like, I was very prayerful. But kolon majeki, enitio ye ko mua. No matter how you pray sometimes. Kadera lahu. I said kadera lahu meaning destiny. Things happen sometimes. And I believe God always tries the people he loves. If God loves you, you will have a lot of trials. And as you're having the trials sometimes, you might be coming out of it because he's going to be saving you. So, probably it's all the good things that she's done that has been saving her. So, like I said, so here she had few of those women who maybe, she's like, I'm not sure if some of them too were not sleeping with him, but there was few of them that were calling her, that were telling her, this person you are with is Folumo. Folumo means like somebody who is like a dog. You all know when they call somebody what a dog is, so I don't need to explain that. Somebody who is everywhere. She said, then I started being more inquisitive. She's like, my intuition already told me something was wrong. Then I started becoming more inquisitive. Then I would say, I'm tired of this. You need to let everybody know that we're married. We need to announce it. And he was like, no. That he started getting cranky. They cannot announce it. He has to get his papers. They cannot announce it. He has to get papers. So she was now like, what is this about papers? Is it the papers that you married me for? And he was like, you see now? He started blackmailing her that you're just, talking like this because you have papers. And you feel I do not have. That's why you're talking to me anyhow. Then she was like, if I want to talk to you, you wouldn't let me talk. You say because I have paper, because you don't have paper. That when are we going to continue doing all this nonsense? That this cannot keep happening like that. She said sometimes when he's done talking, she'll keep quiet and she'll leave him. Whatever she was supposed to address, they wouldn't be able to address it because he of course, is gaslighting her. She said there was this day that God would do it. Text message came in, bagam. That was from the woman that I told you that was not in Massachusetts, but was not far from Massachusetts. This person, like I said, is a Alaja. So, immediately he got that text message. He was like all over the place. Then she was like, what is going on? What happened? He's like, nothing. Nothing came in. What do you mean? She was like, I just saw the person's name that, the text message of whatever you got. What was it that they wrote in there? And he got so pissed. Because he was like, I do not check your phone. You don't have to even check my phone. So she was now like, this is not a thing about you checking my phone. This is about being open. That I tell you everything. Even if a guy asks me out, she's like, I used to tell him that some guys don't even know that I'm married. And if they ask me out, I'll tell him, I'll show him. That he would even be the one telling me to respond. And I'll tell him that why should I be responding? Why should I be talking to somebody when I am already married? And he would be like, no, you need to respond. And things like that. She said, when that text message came in, he was really, really destabilized. Then he quickly went as usual that he needs to use the bathroom. That he started shivering, he needs to use the bathroom. And she was wondering, what could that have been? He needed to use the bathroom. So immediately he got into that bathroom, that he stayed inside that bathroom for almost 1 hour. So he stayed inside that bathroom for almost 1 hour. She said, but you know how you have Apple phone? When you have Apple phone sometimes, if you already connected the other Apple phone, sometimes you might still get messages on the other one. There are ways that you can do that. So she saw that there was something that came in again through Instagram, where that one was saying, how dare you not, answer me since that didn't you see my WhatsApp message? And she was like, how would somebody be saying that to somebody that they are saying to? Is what you use for somebody that is like a senior to you and stuff like that. So when they see other people, like I said, they'll call him Alfa. When they see other people, they'll call him But no one John look around. Could they see be obìnrin Yorùbá she wear? Kò sí tí ó fi máa lo ọ fún ẹ. Àgàgà tó bá jẹ́ ìyàwó ilé. So she said he came out of that bathroom. He was so destabilized. He told her he had to go out. And she was like, I had to go out where? Maybe you used to say you don't have driver's license. Now the driver's license has started working. Then he said, oh, his other friend that came for the Akidu does not have a driver's license, that he had to get a Nigerian driver's license or whatever, and they can use that. So she was like, all these things are you are getting yourself involved. Me, I don't like crime. That you need to be careful. And he was just like, oh, I'm coming. I just want to come back. She was like, he went out, came back, and all of a sudden, he was just acting somehow. And then later on, she asked him, what happened? Why are you moody? What's going on? He was just like, oh, leave me alone. There's nothing. Leave me alone. There's nothing. Then later on, she saw a video on his phone. She saw a video on his phone. She's like, at this point, I was crazily upset. I called my sister, and my sister said she's had enough of him because she has never met him, but she can tell by now that he's a liar. Then the sister told her, call his people. So there was this sister of his, the second sister. So remember I told you he had 3 sisters. So the second sister, she used to always communicate with that one. So she called the sister and she told the sister that, look at what your brother is doing. He's messing with married women. That I cannot even explain what I saw. That I cannot tell you. And you made you but a bunker Timori. Mitani biu, but as ear gang, abundant upkey, the nagariba. That what I've used my eyes to see, that I cannot explain to 2 people. That because the gravity is too much. Then she was just like, why are you always talking? After all, he did not bring the women to you. That she was shocked for that kind of response. That she now told her that, ma, with all due respect, if he did not bring the women to me, that is still disrespectful. Then she told her that, let me tell you something. If you leave him, you are the one that you'll be counting men on. For him, he's a guy. So everybody will believe his own story. For you, they will be counting men on your head. And he's the guy, he can do everything. Now, let me even tell you something. I have friends who happen to have, that she had a friend who happened to have a husband that used to bring women in front of her to their matrimonial bed. Then she said, Auntie, Ejo, that don't advise me to also tolerate that. That you guys, maybe you can tolerate that in Nigeria, but this is America. I cannot tolerate that, man. That even if we are not in America, that I did not sign up for that. Then she was now like, Shofegbo Toro, let me tell you another secret. That my other sister, who is our elder sister, this is her third marriage. I'm telling you now. That she first married the first one, it did not work. She married the second one, it did not work. She just married one now. That's so, and now the one that she just married to wants to marry another person. I just told her to keep quiet so that she can have her marriage work. That she was now like, wow, this is really a dysfunctional family. That why would you be telling me that because your sisters or because you normalize things, I have to normalize the nonsense too? That she then told her that, I'm sorry, that there was an agreement with this guy when we started and I cannot continue like that. Then she told her that, Auntie, I've been telling my people this and they're tired of telling me to be patient. Now remember, it was only my sister that I was telling this. And she also have started hearing from me. She was like, I was not even the one that was telling my sister this. That it was him that started calling my sister to tell her about things. That when he started calling the sister, you know, sometimes when you talk too much, from where you are talking, people can tell who is lying and who is telling the truth. She said before when he will call and report to the sister will just tell her Nigerian way, oh, you know, just be patient, just be patient. She will be mad and they will tell her not to talk. She will keep quiet. She will look at him and he will continue his nonsense. Then later on she was like, no. I guess that was when the jazz was clearing. So this auntie that I told you, told her to normalize it, and she was like, I cannot normalize this, that I'm sorry. That why would you be telling me that because your sister took it? Then the auntie was telling her that, me too. If not because of domestic violence, I would have stayed with my husband, but I had to leave him because they told me to leave my husband. That's why I left my husband. If not, I would have stayed. After all, I'm the one feeding him. Then she was like, oh, perfect. This is a family that already believed that other people are doing the same nonsense with them. So they have to get other women too that have to normalize what they are dishing out to their, what they are dishing out to them, they have to dish out the same thing to other women. And she was like, this is not what it is. Then she was now like, I cannot take this, auntie, because this is wrong. Then the auntie now told her that, let me tell you something. Today, those women that he's going to meet are the ones doing him. That her pastor said they are the ones doing him. They are the ones that are doing voodoo for him to come. That means jazz. Then she told the auntie that, is it not, and you'll be shouting that women are doing jazz, women are doing jazz. A man has to take himself somewhere before they can jazz him. That you cannot just say they are doing that, the married women are doing jazz on him when he is the one taking himself to them. She's like, all these things, you're not seeing it from my own angle. And the auntie kept telling her that, you know, you are a good woman. That's why I'm telling you this. That all our life, we just used to hear that America is not easy. America is not easy. That you just came into our life. You started giving us money. That, wow, you started giving us money. You send money to me. You send money to our parents. And stuff like that. Because you send to father, you send to mother, you send to sister. That she was like, you started giving everybody money that all you used to hear is Koizil America. Koizil America. That's okore olahun baje baje. Then she was not like okolahun bitibao. Bawo ni oko shi lahun. That she could not comprehend this because the oko used to tell her that he's sending money home. And remember, I told you that he had children. So part of that story was how there was a time, I think it was during Eid. Eid was coming. So she was now like, have you bought things for your family and stuff like that? Obani onko tiran kankan wa ni báwo ni wàá ṣe lọ́mọ bó te fẹ́ yàwó mọ́ wàá ṣá send ẹrù sáwọn ọmọ tó bí ọlọ́mọ méjì ọ̀dẹ̀ ní bá ẹrù fún wọn. That òun wá yọ owó títí ẹ̀yin obìnrin yo ìyàwó tí ó fẹ́ ó wá ní òun yọ $500 fọ́mọ kọ̀ọ̀kan, òun ra aṣọ $500 fún ìyẹn obìnrin tó wà ní UK. Bóun wá sọ fún pé address dà ká fi send ẹrù, ó ní òun kò mọ address. Ó ní báwo náà ṣe ní mọ address? Ó ní ìyá rẹ̀ ò kí ń jẹ́ kó mọ nǹkan tí ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn nítorí ó ń ṣèwé, kò fẹ́ kó mọ ibi tó wà. Òun bá ní ó dàbí ọmọ àbí fún address pé ó fẹ́ send nǹkan sí ni, pé ó ṣá pé tí ever send aṣọ rí fún ọmọ, ó ní nǹkan tí ever send aṣọ rí fún ọmọ. Wọ́n wá ní kò ṣe gbogbo nǹkan náà ni kíyàn mọ̀ pé bàbá mi pé mo need nǹkan, pé ṣe báyìí fún wọn, pé inú wọn á dùn. Pé ìyàwó lọ sọ pé ọ fílẹ̀ kíyàn bá tiẹ̀ fìyàn lẹ́yìn ọ̀ mean pé kí kò bá sí violent níbẹ̀, pé kí kò bá sí wàhálà níbẹ̀, ìyàn wá mean pé kíyàn mú yàn lọ́tà, pé ibi tí violent bá wà nìyàn máa ń sọ pé ó dàárọ̀, and kí wàhálà báyìí bá ti dé ìyàn máa mọ bó ṣe máa ń mọra rẹ̀. She was now like, but ọmọ, no matter what, you do not disconnect. She said, that day that I went into that store and bought those clothes for this child, that I asked him to ask the sizes and all that and stuff like that, and I scolded him that you do not even know your child's size, that, you know, these are things that you need to know as a father, that you need to be calling to talk to this child. She said a lot of times that she'll be the one saying, have you called your child? Have you, spoken to them? And he'll be like, he does not like talking because it gives him a trauma. Not knowing that it's another different thing that he was saying. So like I said, she bought those clothes, $500 worth. It took like almost forever to get the address, to mail those clothes to in England. Nígbà tó wá get the address láti fi mail ẹrù, ó wá lọ sanwó, ó wá fẹ́ lọ kọ address, ó wá ní kí yẹn má kọ address ibi tó ń wà fún, jẹ́ kó ń kọ address ọ̀rẹ́. Yẹn bá ní títí dì sí iná pé kí ni ó lè tó yẹn. Ó bá ṣáà ní pé kó kọ address. I see that somebody sent something in, so I'm just trying to look to see what that is. Let's see. Oh, doctor said this guy is a pathological liar. Well, actually, doctor me, you see, I have my doctors here who make sure that we go through all these cases too, we have all the clinicians, like I told you, doctors and all that. She's like, he's a pathological liar. So let me just keep going. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, Dr. Uduak. So this girl, ó send ẹrù sí London. Ìgbà tí girl yẹn bá send ẹrù lọ sí London. Imagine you are the one that used your own money to send something to somebody's child, of which you already took them like your own children too. You see how sometimes you meet some women that will still be good to your own, to their own other women. Because, I used to say, obìnrin ló máa ń ṣobìnrin. The fact that being and ex ẹnìkan wà mí pé you don't know what that ex went through with that person, so you don't have to harm them. You know what I mean? But going back to what I was trying to say, after this clothes got there, he started whining again that they should imagine that the mother is saying that they did not deliver the clothes, blah 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 blah. Then she was like, I already went to UPS. UPS is like the post office here. That they gave me a printout that this thing is already in UK, it's already been there and all that. He came and told her again, they need money to clear it. That one, they do. The child in Nigeria too, she told him, we have to buy clothes and send it to him. She bought clothes to send to that child in Nigeria. She even bought clothes for his mother. Who is going to take these things to Nigeria? That was what they were looking for, who would take things to Nigeria. But she saw that the later on, the one in UK got clothes. he took pictures. He showed her pictures that, look at it, she's wearing the clothes. And she was like, oh, good. So she was telling him that those are the things that you need to be doing. That you need to, be sending money to her. You need to be educating her as a father. That connection has to be there. She said there are some times that child has been in some incidents that she was like, you need to respond to her right away. You need to do this. You need to do that. So you see, sometimes you have good women, but these guys will be the ones that will portray them as evil to people. She said, I made sure that I was telling him how to raise that child in a proper way. That even the one in Nigeria, that I would tell him, he needs to call, he needs to do that. But that he would tell her that, oh, he does not like calling his family because they are this, they are that. I don't want to get too into that because we want to talk about him. But like I always say, if we're telling a story, you have to talk about the connections, about how things went. So we cannot just pick and choose what we want to talk about sometimes. We have to say it the way it happened. So as time goes on, she was like, this guy will be saying that daughter called him, but he has not called back. She'll be like, why haven't you called back? Hey, I don't want to call now and just leave me alone. I just need my time. It's because I don't have this paper. It's because I don't do this. Then she was not like, let's invite this child over. That I can even write invite. Let's invite this child over. If you cannot go, at least this child can come over. Now knowing say na oni nure ni obini. Oh, baba ni another agenda. Then she was now like, mi ò tètè rí àwọn ọmọ yìí bá sọ̀rọ̀ láti jọ́ tí èmi àti ẹ ti ń fẹ́ra wa pé ǹjẹ́ o lọ fẹ́ introduce wọn o. He was now like, kó ṣá phone time now. Go phone time. Then she told the sister too. The sister saying, give him time. So she was now like, story best ma war back. She was now like, later on, another nonsense happened. She now called the mother. Or actually, she called the sister. When she called the sister, I think it was during the Eid. That was when she also sent money to the sister for Eid. She sent to the father, she sent to the mother, all of them there. So, they were having, I think, you know how we Muslims, we Christians, during Eid, you all come down to the family house, you do, celebrate and all that. And during Christmas too, you have like your Christian families who come over and celebrate. So she was now like, she did not know that all of them were with the mother at that time, because I believe the father separated from the mother, so the mother married another guy and then separated from the guy, but now she's on her own. But the children come over and do here and there. So, but the children, remember, one, they lost communication with that one. That one is the one that I said was not from the same father. So she said she told the sister what was going on, that your brother has started again, that he's giving me high blood pressure. That how would somebody be here and all he's doing is women. And the sister was now like, hey, after all, I've already begged you. I've already told you that they said they are doing him. Like his ex-wife is the one doing. So this sister is like the second sister. That is ex-wife that is doing him. And also the other women that are in Boston that are doing him, that I've already explained to you, that just try and understand. Because they know that you are the one that God sent to help him. And they are saying that that she was even telling her that pastor said they should bring 30,000 or another money. That she was not like, she is not into things like this. So she does not want to be part of it. That they should go and be praying for him then. That she does not want to be part of going to look for people that will be curing things through that. That all she knew all her life is prayers. That she will continue to pray for him. That the sister was now telling her that I've already explained this to you, that if ever anything happens, it's you that people will blame. That obrinmani amujukuro. Meaning that a woman has to take her eyes off from things that are happening. Wato karta sa ido a cikin abin da ke faruwa, ta cire ido a ciki. that if you want your marriage to work, there are some things that you just have to let go. So she told her that, Ma, this thing is emotionally draining me. And this is emotional abuse. You can say it's not hitting me, but this is more than hitting somebody. She's like, psychologically, I'm already getting like crazy, because it's not even one woman, it's not two women, it's not three women. She's like, this one that I'm sitting down talking to you now is one of his students in Massachusetts, a woman that is married, at their mocks again, sending a text to him, and how big is your something or whatever. You know when I say how big is your something? D-I-C-K. And he wrote big, very big. He wrote big first, and then the next text was very big. Then she was not, how would somebody be that you say all these people are friends? That she was looking at it like, no matter what, these people cannot just be ordinary friends. For somebody to be so comfortable to be asking you stuff like that, that they must have heard something, or there must have been something that you guys are having. That's why, you're asking each other that kind of question. She said that one aside. Another mocks member sent another question and answer time. Asking him how she can make her husband's DICK hard. And he was typing and telling her that these are the things that she should buy banana, she should buy. He brought some kind of stuff in there. If it does not work, she should let him know that he will give her the usual. What is the usual, my dear? What is the usual, my people? This is one of his students, old students. So, old student association. But yeah, what you fellow, two student is she? You want to teach students well again. How would you? Let me ask you guys something. My doctors are watching this show now. If he is not a doctor, he's not a psychologist, he's not a therapist, should he be the one answering what they need to be doing to their husband's DICK? You know? Weburang mijinsu. Yana faɗa abin da ya kamata a dinga yi. Ban son faɗa, ban son kira magana abun haka, amma dole na faɗa, ku san abin da nake faɗa. I'm not that raw, but I had to say it. You know? I talk a lot, but I don't think it's okay. It's a no-go area when it comes to discussing sexual things with, things like that. You have to have boundaries. You have to have boundaries. All right, I see another. Exactly. Doctor said he should not. Thank you, doctor. He should not. So thank you, Dr. Udwa. She said he could not. Why would you be discussing things like that with married people? And then you say you're a leader at the mosque. You're a leader at the mosque, and then you're leading them in their bedrooms too, telling them how they will do with husband stuff. Doctor said he definitely has had something with these women. Absolutely. Bingo. See? He definitely, there's no way. Doctor is not Yoruba. So some people might bring in their Yoruba nonsense and say, oh, maybe they are just doing sister brother. This has nothing to do with sister brother. This is the height of it. So she said she explained to the mother. She explained to the sisters. All these sisters, all brothers, everybody was aware of this, that they were begging her, that the senior sister was, the biggest sister, was begging, saying that, she hopes she wouldn't chase him out of the house and all that. Then she was now like, she's not chasing him out of the house, but you guys are not addressing the issue. They're not addressing the issue, you're just telling me to normalize it. And I cannot normalize things like this. That they kept telling her, yeah, the woman, please, just give us time, we'll talk to him. That the mother too was begging her like crazy that they will talk to him. That the next minute, he called the people. He was talking, he called her sister, he was reporting. As usual, the sister was telling her to shut up, to keep quiet. She kept quiet and listened to everything. But when he wanted to call his own people, he went out of the house. So she was now like, why are you going out to talk? Why can't you talk and say what I did in front of me? Why would you go out there to talk? Then he went out for a while, came back, and the mother called back saying her son said he did not do it, and she should just say that it was in the past that he did it. Then she was not like, Alhamdulillah, at least now he did a mistake and told you he did it in the past. That he did it in the past, he did it when you guys were first together, was when he did it, and he already told you sorry, but you keep talking about it. So she was now like, oh, so he even admitted to you that he did it. He did not admit to me, oh, that he did it. That's where Wahala, another part 2, Wahala started. That, every time he'll be saying that I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy. I'm looking to the sides to see the comments. Because, yeah, doctor said he definitely had something with this women. So she was now like, thank God I've not been crazy. So, innocently now, the mother have disclosed that he accepted that he did this in the past, and also the sister has said it, that he said it was in the past, but because she has it in her head, she keep accusing me. Then she was now like calling back her sister, you see, God has vindicated me. That I told you that he is still in communication with all his Oloso ex. So my own thing is, because some people will come and say these people were victims. Kojo, I do not call a married woman or a married man victims. You are not victims. If you are sleeping with somebody's husband and you are married, you are not a victim. You put yourself into it. So don't call yourself victim. That's nonsense. The only victim in here is the person that he got married to using jazz, that did not know about all these women. Remember I told you, she had asked him from the beginning, what was your, past like? He said, oh, Islamically, we don't tell past. She said, I just finished telling you my own. Is it because you saw that I don't have any dirty story, that's why you are not telling your own? That I'm not going to hold it on you. It's just so we can know each other. After all, I told you everything I went through too. Why can't you say it? Say Islamically, you are not supposed to talk. Then he became aggressive with like, stop asking me those questions. Like each time we're having a good time, he would bring one dirty question to come and spoil it. And she was now like, to talk about your past, you don't want to talk. So what is going on? That one went off. And she was now like, these women that are calling you, how did you meet them? He was like, oh, they are just friends. One called him bestie. He does not like her, but what did he do? He just have to keep taking the bestie. That by the time I get my papers and they know that you are my wife, don't worry, everybody's will take their right position. She manipulator. Baba gaslighter. So, she was now like, you always come back and tell me things that this woman in particular says about me. She said they went to one party. They both did not go together. They went separately. That he came back telling her that they told her that they were saying things about her, bad things about her. And then she was now like, what are the bad things that they were saying? That they were saying, oh, you look miserable, you look this, you don't look happy. Then she was now like, and how were they so comfortable saying it in front of you? And by the way, I did not see you guys together there. So where were they saying it? Because he told her to go home first before he comes home. Not knowing that he had gone to another place after that, before he landed back at home. So he came back home. He was cranky. And as God will have it, she said, I checked his phone that day. She said he checks it, he changes his password like crazy. She said, but as God will do it, one way or the other, God always exposes him. That I do not check his phone, but anytime that I venture into trying to just snoof, that something comes out of it. She said, bingo. Another one. She saw how he was, writing other people, even in Canada. Women that, he's interested in them. He's not married, telling them he's not married. sending pictures to them and stuff like that. And she was now like, what are you into? Can we sit down and talk? And he was like, oh, if she wants to start her drama, he does not want to talk. That was where they started having problems. Remember when she was doing everything in the house with money issue, there was no issue. Love was waxing very well. Now when she started, they say, number one, you went to start working with somebody's paper. I was not aware of it when you guys started the nonsense. And when I was aware of it, I told you, that is dangerous. I do not want to be part of it. Go drop it. And he was just like, you have come with your wahala. I have to do what I have to do. And she told him, I gave you a lot of money to put into the things that you said you put into. You bought a lot of systems with my card, with my bank card that you said you will pay for. He bought a lot of things that were like, how do you call it? Those things that you can put trainings inside, whereby you can post it out there, maybe YouTube or whatever. I don't know where they post it on, but online anyways. Telling her that he wants to discard this guy because of the money that he's taking from him, that he's taking too much money from him and he's irritating him because he's feeling like he's helping him. Then she was not like, now wow. But as a wife, she told him, this money that you want to use to buy all these instruments, they are over $10,000. He was like, yeah, after I buy all these things, I'm going, in less than a month, you will see, I'll get the money from all these trainings if I upload them online. That $10,000 that he said he would spend, he spent more than $10,000 on the systems, that those training systems that he wants to be loading. I don't know what they are loading. It's computer things, so they put trainings, I guess, on those database, whatever it is. He was like, I guarantee you we'll get that money back in less than 1 month if I post those trainings. Even all these students, they are irritating me because they complain too much. They are always, if each time I teach them, they'll come back and start a fight about how they did not get a job, about how I did not do this, I did not do that. Then she was now like, I don't understand how you are doing your classes, because you are telling me they are not paying you. So how would people that are not paying you come back to be fighting you that they are not getting jobs? You know, it's not good to be lying, you know. Then he was now like, I told you that they pay me sometimes. They pay me sometimes. It's like they'll pay small. Sometimes they will not pay. So she was now like, okay. He does not know that, you know, when you send somebody Zelle or alert, I'm sure my African people too, when you get alert, something comes to your phone. So of course you see it. Of course, we said he's always locking his phone, but there is always one way or the other God has been revealing these things to this woman. So at the end of the day, that went on. So this was over, I'll say almost $15,000 on her card that he said he will buy software or whatever. He will buy everything that he was buying and will give back money. He did not give back money. Immediately after he bought it, then he started telling her, thank you, my Ayami. Thank you, my wife, for the gift. And she was like, which gift? That I know I've been buying you gift. I know I've been giving you money. I've been doing other things. But this particular one, you promised me that you will pay it back. Now, what do I know that I'm supposed to be doing with all the systems that you bought? You bought it because you have to use it for the job. Because you said you wanted to look for a way to discard this guy, that because he's already irritating you, and because of all this tax thing, that you don't want to have another issue with him, that he's already explained to you that in 2000 and what year are we now, 22, when they give COVID money, you have to give him money because you'll be losing money. That kind of nonsense story. That computer nonsense went off like that. They left that one on the side. She kept asking him about, okay, àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ ńkọ́, àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ ńkọ́, wọ́n wà lálàáfíà, wọ́n wà lá, wọ́n ti pè wọ́n, ó ti wà okay. Mabion maboya tikno. Kirena tambia na narigia na kirasu. Kirena tambia na narigia na kirasu. Then she will not be like, I'm asking you, have you called your family and you're getting cranky? Then he'll be saying, hey, he does not like calling because he wants to have papers first, because he feels sad that he does not have the paper. That's why he's not talking to them. That she was feeling bad. She did not know that uncle was manipulating her. But she was feeling bad that this is what he was going through. At the end of the day, she would now keep quiet, leave him, try to make him happy. Bingo, another text will come inside. She said that's where they'll start all over again. Now this time around, there was one crazy thing that she saw. That she now called the sister back again and explained to the sister that this is ongoing. Then the sister now say, why would he do such things to you? You that you're the one that rescued him. You almost killed yourself. So when he came back here from Florida, she had to go there and meet him again so that she can help him come here. So she helped him drive. They both drove together. So it's like he came here and then went back. Then he begged her that he could not get any of his friends, that all of them are selfish, they do not want to help him move. That she should please just come and, sit with him while he drives. So she flew from here to, Florida. She said, immediately I got there, it was midnight. He told me he was tired, but we had to leave. That even the house that he was staying in, he did not want me to go there. That immediately he picked me from the airport. I said, let me go and see where you are even staying. He was like, no, we don't have to go there. That the guy that is there is not, he's one's younger guy and all that, he was talking somehow too about that one. That he now told them that they should just leave from the airport. She was like, I took that steering wheel and started driving. She said, we almost had an accident. We got into the bush because it was midnight. I was the one driving. As God helped them, she said, I slept off without knowing that I slept off. And found myself in the bush. Then woke him up and told him that we're in the bush, but we'll be fine. I'm trying to get back to the highway. Then immediately they got back to the highway. Immediately they parked. He started screaming at her that she wants to kill him. You see how sometimes God gives you that red flag, but sometimes you're not paying attention, or maybe you paid attention too, but maybe it was the jazz working. He was cranky about it, that, oh, you almost killed me, da. That one went off like that. I want you guys to remember all what this guy took this girl through, so that sometimes when you tell real life story, people don't say it completely. That's why sometimes people come and say, oh, ngba en wanko or shori ngba en wanko. Ore mi man wa tó jẹ́ pé tí yan bá ní ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run kò kín ṣe ẹni tó bá ṣoore fún. There are some things that when you help somebody, it's not like they want you paid back. But there are some things that no matter what, can feel ojo lore báwo ni wọ́n ṣe ń pè, like go ojo lore, like you don't harm the person that helped you. There are some certain things that no matter what, you don't dare do that. That one went off like that. And all through that time too. Oh, I don't have money for gas. I don't have money for everything. She was the one that fueled all the gas, did everything. Money that they ate and did everything. It's not that this woman wants this story to be told to spoil this guy or whatever. Sharing life issues with Her Excellency Hajia Ami is here to tell you guys real life story, so that you and I would be more careful Would I say she was not careful? No, she was very careful. For somebody who has refused to go out with you for damn 3 good years. 3 solid years. I definitely believe it was that jazz that they told her that happened. And it seems like there's a lot that is not even, that they're not saying. Because remember I told you, his sisters too confirmed about something about jazz, telling her that they are doing jazz on him, telling her that ex-wife is doing jazz on him, and other people are doing jazz on him. Allah ya Allah. Only Allah knows who is telling the truth. So, when we are doing things, because sometimes we might think mogbon. But all those women we talked about the last time, when he came back into this girl's life, she was not aware of them from the beginning. It was all this paro that made her get aware that he came back to all of them again. So what is this about exes that people would leave their ex? Well, this one, I don't even understand if we'll call them ex. Because they are married to other people. So how are we even going to call them ex? Because what kind of abomination is even this one? Koskoyemi. I do not understand Bangani, but this is kind of abomination for me. I might be talking too much sometimes, or I might be doing my dance and all that. But I'm a very spiritual person when it comes to knowing the right from wrong. Don't get me wrong, I'm not really a religious person. I know few of the Quran, whatever I need to read, to pray with, I know. Whatever I need to use to preach, I know. And if I do not, I always use my Quran like I'm touching it right now. They have translations and translation to talk to people. That's why I'm always like, be yourself. I cannot come and be pretending like this and then the next minute my mask falls off. I have to always be myself. That is me. I always come here to tell you, Itaqullah. Itaqullah means fear Allah. I fear Allah. And at the end of the day, it's only Allah that knows who I am. I want you to start asking yourself, am I doing this for people to look at me, or am I doing this for myself? You have to start being yourself. Okay? This has nothing to even do about boy or girl. It has to do with everybody. You have to have boundaries. This girl had solid boundaries, and that was where problems started coming in. Remember, we talked about jazz. The jazz was working perfectly. Maybe it was because she started finding out about the jazz. You know, sometimes they say if you find out about jazz, the power goes off. Emma Shori. It's some people that she has been nice to that opened up to tell her what was going on. There's more stories to this story. There's a lot on here. But remember, we're going to be going here, there, because it's how it's coming to me that I'll be telling you. Remember in the hypocrite imam, I told you that the hypocrites, that in that hypocrite imam's show, if you have not watched it, go watch it. It's on my YouTube channel. I told you that the imam came back telling her that she should please accept him back. When she told this imam about some of these things that I told you about these women, the imam himself confirmed that the very first woman that I told you that he was having problems with, that there was a problem in their congregation, the imam said, that there is an atom of truth in what you were saying, because he almost got in trouble. The imam confirmed that to her. So you see, that's why it's not always good to be lying. Always go everywhere and say the truth. No matter what, say the truth and don't care about who is getting hurt. So this imam told her that, all these things I thought he would have left all this. So, if somebody tells you, I thought he would have left all this, that means they are aware that he was doing all this nonsense, you know. I thought he would have left all this when he has finally married you. That you of all people, that even me, that I'm still shocked that, you know, he married you, that I look at it like it's not ordinary. That a woman of your caliber, that I was shocked. Remember I told you that the Imam said he didn't know who he was coming to do Akidu for? So the Imam told her that I was shocked, like I told you, that because I told him, this is somebody that we know that is a good woman. That you yourself testified to me that she's a good woman. That Kikoba Sinka Obirin Okinja Kumolu. I hope I said the Yoruba right. I think it means that if there is no problem, a woman will not start giving you a problem. I don't know if I translated it right or not. Yoruba me da da da. So you have to manage my Yoruba that way. So he was not saying that this is a woman that you testified that she was doing heaven and earth for you. What is now the problem? That he was now like, Otisumi, kilon swe, kwenye son kato su, usha fe kukuru, ben kato so fun imam ni. Nje yin bini kato fe untori kato fe ti kukuru. E mọ̀ pé ngba tí ó ti mọ̀ pé wo ti mọ̀ pé jazz ló ṣe àṣírí tuntun ni e àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Ani ge anganiwe yayi mata magani ne. So definitely voodoo is disappearing. Jazz, when jazz is getting out of your body, now wahala be that. Because person wey hate you before, wey come start to dey like you, of course, wahala today near. So, of course, he has started getting scared that something is fishy somewhere. But this Imam told her other things. She said we spoke for a lengthy time. And he testified to other things. So if somebody can testify that nǹkan tó ti yẹ kó ti jáwọ́ nú ẹ̀ ni ó máa ń ṣe káàkiri pẹ̀lú àwọn obìnrin báyìí, mo ti rò pé àti ìgbà tó sì ti fẹ́ ẹ̀yin báyìí kò yẹ kó tún máa ṣe lọ. That when he was, you know, doing all this with other women before, I understand that he was looking for this paper, but now that he has you, he should have stopped all this nonsense. So I'm like, wow. So we even sit down there and tolerate people to be doing nonsense because we are their friends? Is that how we should be? If we are leaders, is that how we should say things? Itakwillah. It might not be your child. It might not be your sibling. It might not be your relations or friends. But we have to always stand by the truth. See me, all my friends know me. I would come out and speak for you. But at the same time, I will scold you if you do anything wrong. And Winnie, you cannot listen to one person and not listen to the other. So, in our dealings in life, let's always try and not just start being enemies with people because of what one person said. Because it could be that the person has even poisoned that person not to talk to you, and that's why they're not talking to you, and then you start taking them as enemy. So we all have to be careful. But this guy's senior sister also called, sent her a message when that Imam called. That was this year, begging her. That was the eldest sister. Because I want you to know that everybody is connected. So all the family are connected. So it's not like one person did not want her in the family. They were all in communication with her. The brothers, so sisters. The only person she did not communicate with was that sister that they themselves have no contact with, or they are not communicating with. But the eldest sister was the last one that sent her a message a few months back that please, their mother wants them to get back. She should please work out things with her husband. She was like, which husband? Which husband? That she should please work things out with her husband, that the mother is not happy, make my mommy happy again. Only make your mother happy again. That she was now writing her that, oh, the mother is not in communication. That, mind you, she does not know that other people that know about this nonsense are telling this woman how all of them knew about all this nonsense going on. But now she's coming to write her that his mother is not in communication with him because of what is happening. So when are we going to stop all these lies? When? Another story has it that even the mother, that he goes around taking money from the mother and telling the mother that he's homeless. That's another story that some other people sent. So I don't even understand where to continue from, because it's a long story, and I'll be definitely letting you guys know when the next episode will be. But we have to make it clear. We have to make everybody comprehend. You cannot say that those married women were victims here. That is why we don't give half stories. The only people that are victims here was the innocent person that got married to him, that he used just, and I would say àwọn ọmọ lọ́mọ tó bí tẹ́lẹ̀ tí ò mọwọ́ tí ò mẹsẹ̀. So somebody will just sit down and start, calling nonsense to themselves. So we have to be careful and we have to be guarded. And when we are listening to things, let's know who victims are. Victims are people that are harmed. So some people might say those married women were victims. I do not think they are victims. You knew you were married. You wanted to have a fling with another person. How is that considered that you're a victim? You put yourself into that situation. So, more women, all these women that I talked about last time and all these ones that I brought in, can you see that everybody has a connection with another, like they are still married? So why would we be with our partners, but then we have to go out there and sleep with other people? Why? If you have mental health problem, seek help. I used to know the saying that they say men are dogs. Since when I just got another story this before I came on this live show, and it's like an Igbo story. When I say Igbo is another region in Nigeria, like another tribe. I like to say where every story is coming from. It's another tribe. So for those men that would mess with women here and then go to Nigeria and go and bring women, another wahala. This one went to Nigeria. I know I'm diverting the story back in there, but I'm trying to tell you about this Shina. Shina is like prostitution, adultery, fornication, whatever they call it. That once it's inside these people's body, no matter how good you are, you cannot satisfy them. Why do you see actors? Why do you see actors? Why do you see presidents? Why do you see governors? Influential people, to make mention but a few. Even Miss World, Miss Waiting. Why do you see them having all these issues? Because if you have a cheater, even if you cut down your head, you can never satisfy them. So I'm begging you. My Lord Shiduraelo, Karkuyi, Fieda, Abunde Kamata. Doctor already told us here, with her clinical view, that he's a pathological liar. So what else do we need to know about him? And news has it now that more women are speaking up about this guy. that he's done a lot of atrocities with them. But my thing is, why be a coward that you cannot speak about it? You do not have to come and say, oh, my name is this. He did that to me too. But always say your story. To save somebody. You're not saying your story because you want people to know your story. You're saying you don't give a damn or give a hell who it is. The last time we were on this show, it was during not the last time, but previously, I believe probably Doctor and some people can testify to this. I was on the live show with a guy, he's a Nigerian guy. He told me about his stuff and how I came here. I was telling people about his stories, asking what to do. And bingo, he sends me a request, he wants to join. And I'm like, what's going on? Because he's already told me I don't want people to know it's me. Which is fine. People do not have to know it's you. Everybody has that right to that privacy. You see what is happening to our society? We enable the perpetrators and then blame the victims and then have the nerve to tell the victims how they should tell their stories. It's just like beating a child and telling the child how to cry. Kojo, you cannot. So, this guy, I was on the live show, he owned up to his story. I was shocked. He pressed it, I approved it, but he was typing and I was like, oh my God, this is somebody that told me that he does not want people to know his story. What is he talking about now? And he said, it's my story and owning my story. It's fine. It's a sign of healing too. And sometimes some people even heal without saying it is me. Everybody has a way of wanting to give back to the society or to save somebody. So that is why this program was open. So when we're telling stories, we're not saying it for the fun of it. We're here to say stories because ni ayo joy alokachinda. Olden days, they used to have something called iririaye. Iririaye means true life story. So we don't have that now because we are told, don't say what is happening, just keep mute because people will laugh. Who are the Who are the people laughing that you are looking at, that they are laughing? Everybody that is laughing, they have worse stories. See now, this guy that was telling her that other women were laughing at her, those were the same women that were calling him, that were married women, that were saying they were depressed, and he was the one using his oko adubo to go and cure their depression. So, how long are we going to do this for? I just want to ask you guys that. And we families that enable things, because some people might say, oh, his family were not aware. No, everybody was aware of the damn shit. So sometimes families enable us to do things that we're not supposed to do. Let's always have the fear of God. Like I told you, all these family members were begging her to take him back. And she was like, Kojo, me wa anybody. Like she did speak race. And the imam told her like things are not going well with him. And she was like, I wish him the best of luck. I am not wishing him bad. He harmed me. But I leave Allah to be the one to judge all of us. Because you, yourself, you harmed me. But you're telling me you did not know. And the other people that were aware of this. So, there is more to this story. Like I always told you, it's going to be a lot of episodes. But I will be letting you guys know if it will be the next episode or if it will be another story. Sometimes we have emergency stories where people want, people to say things and get their answers. There are some stories that people just want people to know about it so that you and I can be careful. And there are some stories that sometimes I come here sometimes, not even just Fridays. I can just decide to, pop in at any time if you have emergency stories where people really want answers to what they need to do. We've had that a lot of times. I have a good team. Sometimes I'll call my attorneys. Some of them have two backgrounds. I have people that are immigration and at the same time they are attorneys. And I have people that are reverend and at the same time he's a attorney. And doctor, like Dr. Pabio is a professor here. So we have nurses. We have a lot of people that are doing all these clinical reviews to make sure that people are having their sanities. So we're not just here. And remember, my baddest clinician that I brought the other time, Hajia Bola, my lovely Hajia Bola from Tennessee, she tell me that awa akinse jaku jaku iyan pe àwọn jaku jaku yan ni wọ́n kún online akinse jaku jaku. We are well trained. We are giving back to the society because we care. Hajia Bola was here for a couple of hours the last time. I'm going to bring her back. I love when she's on the live shows with me. I will, she's very fun to be around. We had a swell time in the last time we went to Hajj. She does not take any nonsense. That's why she was telling you that boundaries are a big deal. And she does not joke with that. So when you read all my posts on our Facebook group, you would see that we have a lot of, some are true life stories that some people are bringing, and sometimes people just send things in through the inbox. We have a lot of hide my identity, which is fine. And we have to maybe write out the story, and if they want us to come out and say things live, we say it live. And sometimes I choose some kind of stories that we have to investigate. Because, you see, as I put my Quran here, I don't want any orififo for another person's lying. I hate liars. Hate is a strong word. I'm sorry I used it, but I have to use it. I can't stand people that lie. So I always like to say things with facts. Like my friends will say that even when they sleep, if person talk, you go remember what the person talk. I said, yes, my dear. I was trained to do that. So I'm a people's person. I love to work with people, and I have a lot of people on my cycle that are the same. I have a wonderful team at Sharing Life Issues with Her Excellency Hajia Ami. Like I always preach to you guys, be that change that you want to see in others. We have a lot of crazy people going round right now. There's something that I just saw that some of my members sent, and one wrote, probably I should even read one of, let me see if I can read it. And it was so touching that a woman wrote that about a woman, because that is really what is happening. See, this was a story about a bestie. So this person was a bestie, but at the end of the day, bestie was sleeping with husband, and the other one did not know that they're sleeping. Remember this nonsense we're talking about? It's all bestie that they're calling themselves too. And funny enough, all these women that he was sleeping with too, most of them are friends. But I'm getting back to this, what I wanted to read. This was very powerful. Let me see. Some people might say there's no sense in it, but I saw a lot of things in there. It was written by Barakat Morenike. She's Morenike G. Good job, darling sis. She wrote, more reasons a woman who has sense won't just be having besties weary kiri. Because àwọn wèrè bí irú eléyìí ló ń jẹ́ kí wọ́n bú obìnrin tó dáa pẹ́. Shey you see, the good women's too, the ones that are good will still be robbed into all these useless Olosos. They will wá kó wèrè àti asínwín àti ẹni tí kò sínwín wá jọ kó yín papọ̀ torí pé àwọn olórí burúkú kan ṣe wá ní gbogbo yín lẹ́ ń jọ ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Obìnrin ló ta obìnrin. I have to read Yoruba again. You know my Yoruba is not good. So obìnrin ló ta obìnrin. Bestie olórí burúkú olóṣì. Lámújẹ́ ọmọ. I don't know what lámújẹ́ means. I don't know what that means, but it says lámújẹ́ ọmọ. Àwọn fojú fẹ́ni má fi or Confeni Hinch, and then she ran away. Oh, Tony. Sometimes people will say, why are you saying were? Me too, I don't say all these were words and all that. It's recently that I started saying all these things because we see a lot of people that would just make you think that, why would somebody start doing things like that? So, this is just another episode. More is coming. We are not done with that story because there's a lot in that story. But we'll revisit it. And I would be sure to always put it out here. When we do have episodes, you will see the title. Every Friday, like I said, there would be something going on. If I have any cancellations, I usually send out messages. I also post it on YouTube so that you guys know, because I love consistency and I love them. So, Jazakallahu Khaira. Thank you so much for coming out here. Thank you so much, my team, for all you guys are doing. Thank you so much, Dr. Okpabio, for all the clinical reviews. We appreciate you. We love you. And thank you so much, viewers. And I'll say bye for now. And I'll see you guys soon, inshallah. Jazakallahu khaira again. And have a wonderful time. Bye-bye. Love you.